Well, welcome again to Odyssey Book 1, and we've been translating up to line 66. And so at this stage in the story, Athena, in the guise of Mentes, has come to the house, has been welcomed, fed, looked after, and then finally Telemachos tells her or asks her to explain why she's there and what her intentions are. And so he's giving a rather sad tale about his father. And that's where we pick up in 166. But now, homin he, hos, probably something like since apolole, he has perished. And then we get a sort of internal accusative here, in respect of an evil doom. So since he has met a terrible fate, nor is there tis, so we understand the verb to be here, tis thalporare, which means comfort, nor is there any comfort for us, if indeed someone, notice this is indefinite, so it's enclitic, it's put its accent back on that, which is enclitic, which put its accent back on that one, nor if any of mortal men, literally men upon the earth, might say, subjunctive, understand that he is about to arrive. The point being, I think that we learn from elsewhere in the Odyssey, lots of people have turned up and said, oh, Odysseus is on his way, give me some money and food, and then of course nothing's happened. So he says, so even if someone among mortals might say that he is about to arrive, presumably Telemachos is a little bit suspect of this person who's turned up. And the nostimon Emma, the day of his safe return, to of him, in fact two for our two, olato is lost. But come, this again is a stock phrase in Homer, but come, speak this to me, and katalexon imperative, relate it atrikeos, accurately or truly. And they often, characters in the Odyssey often ask, please tell me the truth and nothing but the truth, and then it sometimes happens that the person they're asking then goes on to tell lies. Tis pothen eis andron, really two things here, it's who and from where. Eis for a, this would be just a in Attic, second person, from the verb to be. So who are you, andron, among men? Pothi, where is the city for you and your parents? And you came, this is second person from Athic Naamai, it would contract to u in later Greek. On what sort of ship, the epi is going with the naos, the ship, on what sort of ship have you come? And how did the sailors, Agagon, bring you into Ithaca? How did the sailors bring you into Ithaca? And who, literally do they boast, but a nice translation of this is perhaps profess. So who do they profess? Emini from the ani, this is just the infinitive of the verb to be, we've seen that before. Who do they profess to be? And we get a little joke here. You don't get many sort of little funny bits in Homer, but occasionally there's a sort of wry smile on his face, and this is one of those lines. Because remember that Ithaca, of course, is an island, and so he says, for I do not think that you, in any way, to have come here, pedzon, on foot. Kaimoi tut aguson etetumon. And speak this to me truly, so that I might know well, this is from oida, subjunctive here, that I might know well, that either methepes, it's really from meta plus the hepamai root, so it's just got the sense of come, So have you, and this is an adverb here, net on recently. So have you come recently, have you come just now, or, so we get A and A, or are you a patrios, are you also a paternal guest friend? Since polloi alloi, many others, isan is from it's the imperfect from Amy Ibo. So this is the third person plural imperfect from Amy Ibo. Since many others, many other men came to our house, epe, when also that man was an epistrophos. This is a funny word. It's only here in Homer. It sort of means turning this way and that, so conversant with, or perhaps widely travelled. So when also that man, that is Odysseus, and Odysseus is never far from our thoughts anywhere in the entire story, even though he's not appearing in person for quite some time. So when also that man was widely travelled, anthropone, among men. And the grey-eyed or owl-eyed Athena, the goddess, addressed him then. Toiga ego toitauta, and again this is a stock phrase, therefore I will speak, future here, you see from the sigma, I will speak these things to you very accurately, very truly. And there's our verb, euchomai, I boast, or perhaps I profess to be, Mentes, the son of strong-minded Anchialus. And there's son down here, to be the son of high-minded, strong-minded Anchialus. But anaso, I rule the ore-loving Taphians. You see the fill root here and the aretmos here for the ore. So the ore-loving Taphians. But now I have come with my ship and my comrades sailing upon the wine-faced sea, the wine-eyed sea, often translated the wine-dark sea or the dark sea, to men who are foreigners, so to foreign men. And understand, I have come into Temesis. This may be, it's thought by some scholars to be the same as Tamassos, a place in Cyprus. Meta Chalcon, after bronze. Ago, and I am bringing shining or sparkling or shining iron. And so, as often happens in Homer, all purchases in Homer, all transactions are done by barter. So he wants to exchange his bronze, exchange his iron for the Chalcon bronze. And my ship stands probably something like here. So the ship stands there, ep agru, in the country, or perhaps beside the field, so perhaps in the country, nospi poleos, away from the city, which explains why, well, he's trying to explain why Telemachos can't see his ship in the harbour. So in the harbour of Rethron, below woody Neon. And we profess to be paternal guest friends of one another, that is, you and me, ex arches, well, from the beginning, so from long ago. And if indeed you would ask, this is from subjunctive from the verb of speaking to or asking, so eremai. So if you would ask if having gone, you would ask the old man, the hero Laertes, whom, this is relative pronoun again, they say no longer erkestai. Now that's an actual infinitive there, and you're getting an elision there of the ending erkestai. So whom they say no longer to come to the city, but ap and euthen, apart or away, that they say, so accusative infinitive, they say he suffers pains in his field, along with the old woman who is his Amphipolis, his servant, who partithe is interesting here. The alphas dropped out from the preverb para, which happens in Aeolic dialects, but the accent here is rather odd, the fact that it's on that last syllable, and so it may be from some verb titheo, some sort of verb formed from tithemi. The meaning's clear. It's just from it just equals paratithesi. So who places beside, understand him, brosin kai posin, food and drink. Etan, whenever, now the subject here is kamatos, whenever tiredness, and the kata is a preverb with labusi, so whenever tiredness takes his limb, takes min auton, him, in respect of his limbs, so an internal accusative here. So whenever, plus subjunctive, tiredness takes him in respect of his limbs, as is herpudzonta. This is just an extended form from herpo. It's fairly rare. It literally means creeping, but perhaps struggling, because he's an old man. As he's struggling anagunon, gunos is another rare word. It means a high place or perhaps a hill. As he's struggling up the hill of his... Now, aloe is originally a threshing floor, but it can have the meaning of an orchard or vineyard. And oinopedoia is an adjective here. Wine, it's a piece of land that produces wine. So his wine-producing vineyard. So as he struggles up the hill of his wine-producing vineyard. And that's a good place to stop.